brother not wearing any pants, Wakko, Jess Harnell.
Before we even start this thing, I only have one question for you. Salt Lake City, are you ready to rock? I said Salt Lake City, are you ready to rock? For some reason, the second time is always louder. It's the weirdest damn thing.
We'll take that as a yes.
How are you guys? It's so good to see you! Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello, Salt Lake City!
Wow, what an incredible experience. To everybody, I mean, I think I've been here about 24 hours now.
Yeah.
What?
In the airport.
Yeah, the most delightful, incredibly gracious people.
And the chicks are hot.
Oh my God. Listen, we live in Hollywood, okay? Where pretty girls are a dime a dozen. Let me tell you what, the rest of them are.
But half of them are
Salt Lake
guys.
City. Woo! Beautiful women.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Man.
Not that I watch.
So I guess you've all seen the show, right?
Hey, that guy in the front row, stand up. You look like my hair, dude. Just stand up and show everybody. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's my cousin. We gotta talk later, dude. I got some like gel and stuff you could use.
All right, so we already have a line forming for Q&A. So what I'm going to do is make this easy. We'll put the 4 questions that everybody's going to ask out right now.
Yeah.
Let them answer those.
Yes, it's my real hair.
Don't ask them to take the hat off. And then we'll have you guys ask what's their favorite color and boxers, briefs, and all that other stuff. Love to ask them. So the usual questions are, how'd you get into voiceover? How'd you get your roles as Yakko and Wakko?
Yeah.
Which one was I?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
He's the depressed one, Prozacco.
Or the smoker, tobacco. We had a lot of rejects.
And what's it like? How are you a voice actor? Just in general, how did you become a voice actor? What was it like getting your
Well,
role?
I tell you what. Let me take the first question. The obviously the main difference between doing live action, that is on camera work, and voice work is the fact that in my case, I'm not relegated to being hired as an average-looking white guy. There are a million of us with SAG cards in LA. So the cool thing about doing this is that I can do jobs like Animaniacs or Ninja Turtles or Pinky and the Brain or whatever and not be concerned about the way I look.
Even though you're damn handsome. Isn't he handsome, folks?
I'll take care of you later, buddy. I got a couple of 20s right here. But I came to Los Angeles in 1978, ostensibly to do live action, because my background is theater and music. And and so when I was auditioning for stuff, I was getting TV commercials and a lot of episodic television and really awful feature work. But I really, it wasn't that I didn't want to do cartoons. I just knew that when I came to Los Angeles, all of the cartoons were being done by a relatively small group of people because there was a relatively small amount of product. All the cartoons in those days, as you may recall, were on ABC, CBS, and NBC on Saturday morning, right? The traditional Saturday morning, eat your Frosted Flakes and watch cartoons. It's an American institution, and I was certainly part of it. So when the opportunity arose to audition for cartoons, I jumped on it because, like all of you, I was a total cartoon geek, and I was incredibly aware of who the actors were who voiced the majority of the characters, like Mel Blanc and Paul Frees and Dawes Butler and June Foray and all those people, right? They're all my heroes. So the opportunity arose, and it didn't take long for me to realize that this is really cool. Not only am I going to be able to ply my trade and act, and by the way, it's called voice acting, but it's small v, big A. It's about acting, and the reason you love characters, thank you so much, that Jess and I have done, but also characters like Bugs and Daffy and Tweety and Rocky and Bullwinkle that have lasted 50, 60 years, are because they're acted beautifully, not only with respect to the talent behind the microphone, but the people who draw them, the Chuck Joneses and the Bob McKimsons and the, Bob Clampett. So it truly is a collaborative medium, man. I don't draw them and I don't write them. I'm just an actor and a singer. It certainly is an integral part of the character, but the characters become famous, and it is so beyond kind for you people to take the time to spend an afternoon telling us how much you enjoy the work we've done. So that's basically how I got into it, and then as I started getting more and more voice acting work, I kind of let the live action stuff slide, because I was working every day, and I would do The Mask in the morning, and I would do The Tick in the afternoon, and I would do Animaniacs the next morning, and Jimmy Neutron in the afternoon, and I would do Ninja Turtles the next morning.
And then he'd stand at the mailbox and wait for the checks to come in.
So that's basically how I got it. The opportunities arose, and I took advantage of them, and cut to 30 years later. The first cartoons I did were G.I. Joe and Transformers. 30 years ago. And so to be here with you people now is beyond wonderful. I thank you so much for your support and making me feel like I'm a rock star. And he knows what it's like to be a rock star.
It's a long story, but listen, before I answer the question, I'm going to keep myself brief. Will you guys do me a favor? I told my mom what I was doing today, and she doesn't really understand the whole concept of my job. She's like, oh, are you talking like an animal or something? I'm like, no, Mom, I'm going to Salt Lake City to meet a bunch of friends. So will you guys stand up? I want to get a picture and text my mom. Thanks, guys. She's going to dig that. Okay, so I got into it.
His mom is a psychiatrist, trust me.
I got into it because, believe it or not, I was a singer in a Bon Jovi tribute band. That's not true. I was a singer in rock bands, and I did that for years, as did Rob. Then I got into being a jingle singer. And even then, though, for all you aspiring voiceover people out there, you always want to stand out from the pack, and you don't have to have hair like this to do it. What I did, my first demo that I ever made for being a session singer, remember We Are the World, the song We Are the World? I could always imitate singers, so my whole demo tape, I did We Are the World, and I imitated everybody on the song, see? And it was smart, because it got me noticed, so I started doing jingles and stuff. And then a guy I sang jingles for was doing the music for a ride at Disneyland called Splash Mountain. You guys know that ride? And he called me and he's like, hey man, you know how you're always doing those stupid voices?
Yeah.
And I go, yeah. And he goes, do you think you want to come in and get an audition at Disney? And
You want to come in and make some stupid money?
And I thought, that sounds good. I said, do I have to wear spandex? He said, no, this is something different. So I came in and I auditioned and I got Brer Rabbit and Brer Bear and some other things on that ride. And then yeah, it was cool. And then I became Roger Rabbit because they were having some problems with that dude, which was great. And then they said, do you want to audition for this show called Animaniacs? And I thought that was good because they said Steven Spielberg was involved, and I thought maybe I could play E.T. And I said, yes, that's good. So then I went and auditioned, and I'll sum it all up, and I got it, thank God, but I'll sum it all up. What Rob said about being a cartoon geek, I'll tell you, I was blessed in my ignorance, you guys, because this is how cool it was. I didn't know who any voice actors were. I just knew like the bass player from AC/DC and stuff. I didn't know any voice actors. And I showed up at the session, and here's Rob Paulsen and Tress MacNeille and Frank Welker. You guys know who Frank is, right? And they're like the all-stars. It's like the biggest people in voiceover. And I'm just like, they were doing their thing, and I'm just looking at them going, you guys are weird. You know, because I didn't know that I should be intimidated by them, so I wasn't. And now we're all dear friends. And like Rob said, here we are with you guys. And the coolest thing about it is we started doing this so long ago, and we still get to do it all the time. So you know this show, Animaniacs, it means a lot to you guys. There are kids growing up right now. The coolest thing, you know, we're on this show together called Doc McStuffins. It's a show for little kids, you know. And they're growing up with that now. And the cartoons we did 10 years ago, those people are growing up. So it's like we get to be a part of all your guys' childhood in a really legal way, and it's cool.
That's right.
All right. Dude, quick, we got a lot of questions. What else do you want to know? What else did you say? The guy with my hair is freaking me out. What's that?
That was it. We answered it.
Oh, we did? Okay, so then we're going to go to...
I don't think did anyone count? Did he take a breath that whole time?
Crazy.
I don't think he's breathing.
You know why? Because I'm like TikTok, man. We got to want to take care of all you people. And by the way, another quick thing. Did you know about this movie read thing? This movie read thing, if you guys, I don't know what you're doing at 4 o'clock, it's going to be me, Robbie, and Jim Cummings, who's Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2 and all those, and we're going to read Harry Potter, but we're going to screw it all up and read it as all different characters. So trust me, it'll be the most fun panel of the weekend. I swear you got to go. Boy, does this thing pop, Rob.
Yeah.
Peter Piper picked up.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
And make sure you're all here.
You got the good mic. How the hell did that happen?
You want it?
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
Rockstar.
Make sure you're here because there will be audience participation in this.
Yeah. We might even get one of you guys up on stage with us. How about that?
Be here early. I'm not pointing anyone out, but has anyone else seen a purple pony in this room?
Is there a purple pony?
Freaking me out, man. It's freaking me out. I just gotta say it.
Yeah, well,
All right.
You're a
first
Comic-Con,
up,
you gotta get used to it.
We'll go to the mic first.
Yeah,
up,
let's answer some questions.
Yeah, come on, you guys, what's up?
Hi, I met you yesterday, didn't I?
I did.
Hello, nurse.
Hello, Ness.
Hi, and I was gonna ask you both what episode and what part is your favorite?
What episode? Well, we did about 100 half hours, some of which were comprised of 2 or 3 11-minute episodes.
Yeah, and lots of little bits in between.
Yeah, I think my favorite Animaniacs episode, there were a couple. I really liked West Side Pigeons. Where they have the brilliant Maurice LaMarche doing Ray Liotta and John Mariano doing
De Niro.
Bob De Niro and Chick Panera doing Joe Pesci. And fantastic stuff. I really like that one. There are so many. I like King Yakko because I love to sing, and the music was such an integral part of Animaniacs, and it was so hip to go to a job in which there was a segment of King Yakko that they took the music from Gilbert and Sullivan. So Yakko said, I am the very model of a cartoon individual. My animations comical, unusual, and musical. According to the funny guys comedic theory I have read, from stupid jokes and friggin' puns and anvils that drop on your head. So I like that.
You are a rock star, do you see that?
Yeah.
That's how it works. So my favorite, sweetie, I loved, do you remember an episode called Potty Emergency? Because that's my life. It's like everywhere I go, I'm like, potty, 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 I've got a potty, and see, it turned into, you'll learn what it is later, probably later today, maybe like a half hour.
He's got big hair, small bladder.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you very much,
for your
guys.
question.
Hi, Dad.
All right, next up.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
As a hobby, I'm a magician.
Good.
And I'm showing my kids all the time, and they're always sick of me showing them because I'm practicing in front of them. Do you have similar
At
experiences?
least you're not a hitman.
Yeah. Do you guys have similar experiences with your friends or family? Do they get sick of you trying new voices or practicing, or do you guys do that?
Well, I think as I look back when I was very young, I think that you certainly, there's a point at which your parents think you're really charming and cute, and everybody else thinks, oh my God, if they make that stupid kid sing "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog" one more time, I'm going to kill myself, But I learned pretty quickly that although my wife loves me and she's glad that I do what I do because, as a matter of fact, her Native American name is She Who Walks with a Gold Card. Or dances with plastic. So to keep that alive, I have to work. So she's very proud of what I do, but I have a tendency to come up with new stuff in my car because I live about a half hour, 45 minutes from work. So yeah, I practice a lot. I know that when I was first doing Ninja Turtles, at the very beginning of the whole run all those years ago, thank you, the following used to happen at our house a lot. My son at the time was about 8 when Turtles hit, so as you can imagine, it was really exciting for both of us. I was a big hit at career day, I can tell you. But what would happen at home would be the following. The phone ring and my son would pick it up. He's maybe 9. He says, hello. Oh yeah, no, he really is. Yeah, he is. Okay, hang on a second. Hey Dad, Jason wants to talk to Raphael. So I'd get the phone. Hey Jason, what's shaking, buddy? You seen Shredder in the area? No? Cool, have a hot fudge marshmallow, tuna fish, and Dorito pizza. Turtle power! And then my son would take the phone. I told you. Yeah, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Click. So it's very laissez-faire. I think as he gets older, it's kind of cool for him now that he's a grown-up, but it's, you have to be careful where you don't push your family to the point of suicide.
All I can say, and again, I'll keep it brief, is my girl, when we first got together, all my voices were so entertaining, and she thought every one of them was amazing, and we'd be like in a social situation, even to this day, if I do a voice or an impression, because I do a lot of impressions, because I do a lot of voice matching for movies and stuff, if I do one and it's really good, and she's across the room from me, she looks at me, she goes like this, she goes, like that. But if it's bad, if it's not really good, I look at her and she's like, and then in the car, she's like, you do this for a living. You should work on, and I'm like, oh, for God's sake. So everybody's a critic. All right, who's next? What do we got?
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Next up.
Hi.
Hi, this question's for Rob. What's your favorite part about having already been 2 of the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? What is your name, sir?
I'm Garrett.
Hi, Garrett. Thank you for coming. And
Thank you for coming.
oh, it's such a pleasure.
We had nothing else to do.
I got no place else to go. No, this really is icing on the cake. It's such an utter joy to be here. Well, thank you for asking. As you can imagine, having a chance to get 2 rides in the Turtle Van in your career is a pretty cool thing. When we started doing Ninja Turtles in the original batch, nobody, including Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, had any idea that it would become a show in which a person who had yet to be born, Garrett, would show up 30 years later asking about this show that continues arguably to be as big as it's ever been, right? This is an interesting thing, and I'll try not to drag this out, but I was almost a victim of my own ageism. And by that I mean, when we did the first batch of Ninja Turtles, it was huge. It's the original, and I'm grateful to be part of it. But there were several iterations, movies and such, that happened after the initial Turtles that had nothing to do with the original cast. And I get that. I'm a free market capitalist. I know how it works. A guy says, I own the property now. I want to hire my own actors. I totally get that. Isn't it? That's the way it goes. So 25 years later, I get a phone call from my agent who says, Viacom, who owns Nickelodeon, now owns the rights to Ninja Turtles. They would love to have you come in and audition. And I said, well, do they know who I am? But not out of arrogance, because, mind you, I had gone from being a 30-year-old to a 54-year-old, right? And I thought, there's this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it didn't occur to me that the people who were making it now were like 35, and they grew up watching the original Turtles, and they don't give a darn that I've got white hair or no hair or, hair that you... Oh my God, look, there's Kim Kardashian. She's here.
No, dude, I won't even let her near me.
No buts about it. Anyway, I said, well, I'm happy to. And they said, we just would prefer that you read for Donatello. We love Raphael. We grew up watching. We just think, So that's I learned a really valuable lesson, which is to remind myself that it's about the performing. And nobody cares that you're older or younger. Mel Blanc worked till he was 87 years old. So the short answer to your question is it's unbelievable. And I think that the reason that the new show is real, I know we're here ostensibly to talk about Animaniacs, but the fact is the new Ninja Turtle show is excellent. And it's excellent because it's being made by people who grew up totally understanding the mythology of turtles. And they have huge respect for the fan base because they are all turtle geeks too. So it's a hell of a gas. I appreciate your asking.
I'll thumbnail that also by saying the best part about doing voiceover, Garrett, is that you can go to a job, play the father, the son, and the dog in the same day at the same time and not have to do makeup. Now, how cool is that?
Yeah.
All right, who's next? What do we got?
Thank you, Garrett.
Hey, by the way, anybody who doesn't get a question, and all you guys all together, we're signing stuff down there. So if you don't make it to ask whatever you want now, please come and see us. We'd love to meet you in person and shake hands with you and come down and say hi. So we'll be there.
Yes, and to clarify, unlike, and I won't name any names, something gets under my craw. If you don't have to buy anything, if you want to come up and say hello and ask me a question.
We just like to meet you, man.
All right? And
because we appreciate you guys a lot.
Just like I said, I am a free market capitalist, but I'm also a realist. This is a very expensive proposition to come and drop a lot of money to do all these things. It's a phenomenally run con.
Yeah.
But the point is, you don't want to blow all your wad in the first 2 autographs. So I don't want you to feel like if you have to stand in line and you don't want to buy anything, please just come to say hello and ask a question. It is not necessary for you to spend money to talk to me.
But if you want to touch my hair, it's $50. Although that guy is free. So you can, if you don't have any dough, and you can say hi to me and then do whatever you want with me.
All right, the guys in the back of the line.
The thing is, we charge you to leave the line. So that's the problem. Anyway, ask me.
Right.
Hello.
In regards to Animaniacs, do you have any stories from behiin the mic? That you
Oh
would
my
like to
goodness.
It's only a half hour. We only got 20 minutes left here.
Yeah. There are too many to count. We were with Tress last weekend doing a live Animaniacs music show in San Francisco. And,
it was great. You guys wish you could have come. Where were you?
Yeah. But we just were reminded, we did 100 episodes, and it happened more than a couple dozen times that we would look at each other and say, wow, you should take a mental picture of this. This is as good as it gets. Because you're working with people whom you would choose as your personal friends.
To hang out with.
To hang out with Steven Spielberg and Andrea Romano and Gene McCurdy and Tom Ruger and all these great writers, Peter Hastings. And then they pay you money. And then you come back 20 years later and have all these beautiful people who want to tell you how much they love the work. So, yeah, there were tons of them. And I have to say, honestly, there were a couple of series of outtakes that we can't share with you because they did get a little bit on the blues, as you can imagine. But oh gosh, tons of fun.
To sum up the behind the scenes thing of the Animaniacs, think of a time in your life when you were with the people you liked the best, having the best time you ever had with no drama at all. It was like that every day. Now, how cool is that?
Yeah, it's pretty great. What happened often, though, I have to tell you, what happened often was that celebrity talent who would come on the show would come and sit and start to work, and they would, and then Frank Welker and Tress MacNeille and Billy West and Maurice, they would just start riffing.
Yeah.
And you could see the celebrities going, oh my God.
Yeah, what the heck is
I don't do that. I'm just the voice of the talking duck.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, I'm Tianka. Thanks for coming.
Good to see you again, bro.
Yeah, you too. I was just wondering if we could get you to sing Nations of the World in the state.
That will cost you. No. You know what? I'll be happy to, but why don't we save that for the end?
Save it for the end.
Woo! Yeah.
That'll be the encore. You can do that at the very end.
Happy to. Thank you, buddy. Hi.
My name is Jake.
Hi, Jake.
Hi. So my question is mainly for Rob, but also for you. So it's regarding Ninja Turtles. So I know that you've played both Ninja Turtles, both Raphael and Donatello.
Yep.
Which one was your favorite to
Which one is paying me today? No, that's a very cynical answer. It really is. It sounds like a hackneyed answer. It is to some extent, but it's they do become kind of like your personal sort of de facto children after a while. I have had such an embarrassment of riches with respect to the shows and characters I've been lucky enough to work on. They're both very special for different reasons. I mean, I'll always be the first animated Raphael. That's a big deal, and something that became, from a clean sheet of paper, bigger than big. Everybody, I don't care where you go, in any part of the world, everybody has heard of Ninja Turtles. They may not know what the whole thing is, but they get it, right? They've heard it. And Donatello is great because it's really cool to be able to come back with folks who were my friends beforehand, Sean Astin, Mae Whitman, Clancy Brown, all these actors, Kevin Michael Richardson, my personal friends beforehand, and then we get to work on something that is already a horse in full gallop. It's great to be part of it again. So it's impossible to define which one is better. They're both different and fabulous in their own way.
And they're both good looking, dude.
Thanks, bro.
My next one was for Jess as well. Which one is your favorite?
Of the Turtles? Rob.
All right, next up, go ahead.
Good boy.
Hello, my name is Jeff. How you doing?
Hi, Jeff.
Great, Jeff.
Hey, so Animaniacs was a huge part of my childhood. I'm sure everybody else here would agree.
Thanks, bro.
I was really sad to see it go, but my question was, I read somewhere once that the big show-stopping number that was in virtually every single episode was kind of one of the downfalls of the show. Would you agree? Was it really hard to do?
Downfalls that you read that as a criticism?
That some of the actors said that one of the reasons, or the creators of the show said that it cost too much money.
That may be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would be I don't know if you can consider it a downfall of the show. I mean, they did 100 episodes, which by any stretch by any measure, unless it's The Simpsons, by any measure, that's a long. Oh, really? I mean, that's and The Simpsons deserve to be in that place that they are, but. I would submit that the show-stopping numbers are what have made people continue to enjoy watching it, because that is the way a lot of cartoons used to be done. We had a full 40-piece orchestra for every half hour, which is very expensive. Very expensive.
They paid those guys?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know that it was the downfall of the show. I have an idea that they said we'll do 100 of these and that'll be it. And remember, it was a show that was produced between Amblin and Steven Spielberg and Warner Brothers, right? So they all had skin in the game. So I don't know that could be considered a downfall. It was an expensive show to be sure, and those days was $500,000 an episode, which, you know, it takes Jess almost 3 days to make that much money. But yeah, the music was an integral part of it. It definitely made it more expensive, but I don't think that it contributed to the demise of the show, in my opinion.
I think, Jeff, one of the things that's always been a problem for the show is that it's a co-ownership situation where instead of being owned by one company like most properties are, Animaniacs is owned by Warner Brothers and also Amblin Entertainment. And sometimes there's, you know, particulars that come in contracts and stuff that make those things hard to negotiate. And I think maybe they just got mad at each other one day and said, we're walking away from this. You know, we'll go make money with dinosaurs or something.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Hi.
Hey.
My name's Diego. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks, Diego.
My question is...
There's a pony behind you.
But he's not so little.
So my question is I recently watched the documentary on Netflix, I Know That Voice.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. It's really great.
Thanks, man.
But yeah, Jess, you tell a really funny story about the kid in Disneyland who kind of hassled you. So I was just wondering if there's any like brief stories that Rob or Jess, if you have another one.
Well, the weird thing about that, I'll nutshell it for those of you who saw it. This kid was on a line, and my mom wanted me to tell him I did the voice of Wakko, and he didn't believe me, and he ended up telling me he did it better than I did. But the nice upshot of that story is that kid grew up to be Justin Bieber, bro. No, he didn't. But for like a second, you're all like, really? No. But if he had, that would explain why Justin Bieber is such a name.
As you can imagine,
I didn't say anything bad because we're in Salt Lake City and I have respect.
I did have, I don't know if you recall, but years ago, McDonald's had Animaniacs Happy Meals, right? And I remember my son, who was probably about 11 at the time, challenged me to hassle the guy on the drive-thru as Yakko. He said, I bet you won't do it. And I said, oh, man, are you kidding me? Teed it up for me, dude, you know? So, we pulled into the drive-thru, and the guy says, thank you for coming to Jack in the Box, sir. But, McDonald's, may I have your order, please? And I said,
Hi, this is Yakko Warner. I would like 47 Big Macs, 14 with no meat, 18 with no tomatoes, 12 with no bread, 1 with no sesame seeds, and 7 with lettuce.
And that was just for me.
And there was this very pregnant pause. And the guy comes back and he says, what?
I said, oh, come on, how stupid are you? Let me go over that again.
And so then I went inside and we had a really good time. Everybody took pictures and it was really fun because, and I have to say, I ordered a lot of pizzas as a Ninja Turtle. That was pretty cool.
Thanks, Diego. No, but seriously, guys, these are our lives. I'll just make one other quick point. I live in the hills in Studio City, California, and my neighbor, 2 houses down, is William Shatner. Great. Yeah, and he legitimately thinks that I'm Gene Simmons from Kiss. He does for years. He walks by my house, he's like, Gene, how's it going? I'm like, it's great, man. Outstanding, dude. And one time, what was great, he was walking by my house, and I was in the garage, and he looks over and he goes, good evening, Gene. And I go, hey, Bill. And I went, rock on, like that, right? Now he looked at me and he was like, what is that thing? Because I think he thought it was this. Right? So I'm like, rock on, and he goes, oh, believe me, I intend to. And he walked away with one finger in the air. So like the next day he was someplace, he said, I learned the coolest thing yesterday from Gene Simmons. He told me that this means rock on. So, all right, so what do you got, dude?
Hi, my name's David, and it's you two and Jim Cummings happen to be 3 of my favorite male VAs.
You're our favorite pony who's a dude, man.
Thank you. And I just suppose your pal Tara Strong might think this is really cool too. And now my question is, besides Yakko and Wakko, who are your favorite characters? You could go ahead and name one if you like.
Oh, the favorite characters that we've done?
No. Favorite characters in the show.
Oh, in the show. I really, apart from me and my siblings, I I have a clear affinity for Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah.
Love Slappy
Give him
Squirrel
one,
because
dude. You gotta do one.
Oh, yes, I like this guy a lot.
Slappy Squirrel's great. I love the character that Tress played a character in a one-off cartoon where she was a voice of Bumby's mom, where she plays this, "Be careful, there are hunters in the meadow," and then she gets older and she's living in a trailer in Hemet, right? And she's smoking cigarettes, getting talks like this, you know.
Bumby, stay away from the tree.
Oh, I love that. As I said, I dug the good feathers, but and also because I'm a huge fan. Bernadette Peters played Rita. And, you understand when you meet someone like that why there's a delineation between talent and a star. I mean, she's a star, and she's a star for many reasons, not the least of which she is her incredible gift. And when she sings, of course, it's angelic. She sings in the middle of the note. She's a profoundly gifted singer. But she has skin like alabaster, she's just, she is, and she...
Yeah, we used to rub her face.
Right, hey, you're like the belly of the Buddha. And but she's such a delightful, sweet woman, and it just adds to her stardom, so that was a cool character that I really loved.
I'm going to sum that up. My favorite character, Rob was very politically correct. My favorite other character on Animaniacs was Pinky, because I think he's freaking awesome. And as far as Bernadette Peters, the first thing I ever said when I met Bernadette Peters, because I always say things without thinking, and usually it goes well, and sometimes it doesn't. But when I said to Bernadette Peters, I go, "Wow, you're so little. I'd like to get one of those baby Bjorns and put you in it and carry you around." And she actually liked it, so I wasn't arrested that day. What do you got?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, just so you guys know, we're only about 10 minutes out, so you might
we
want to
really?
move the questions.
We gotta rock this,
Let's
man.
go.
Okay.
I'm Casey.
No one else in
Hi,
line.
Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Casey.
Oh, what is it?
Casey.
Casey.
Oh, Casey.
Oh, I like that. I love
What
the
a cool
Sunshine
name.
Band, too. Is that them behind you?
And I think now that it's been introduced by Rob and everything, there's only one question to ask. Yes, Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering?
Well, I think so, Casey, but if Jimmy Crack's calling and nobody cares, why does he keep doing it?
Thank you. All right, next up.
That is the best Pinky impression I've ever heard.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, Abby.
I'd like to start off by saying thank you so much for helping me to ace like every government and history.
Yay!
And I wanted to ask, do you guys still watch cartoons? And if so, what are your favorite ones that are out right now?
They're out right now. Well, I like Archer. I think Archer's cool. I still love The Simpsons. It's pretty difficult. I gotta say, at the risk of sounding self-serving, when I had the opportunity, I really like the new Ninja Turtles. It's excellent. It's very funny. It's intense. It's cool. They're just. It's an embarrassment of riches too, because now, as we discussed it before you were born, there were just a few outlets for animation. Now there's so much animation. I'm working on 2 shows for Netflix that are being done by 12 new shows from DreamWorks are being done just for the Netflix platform, and so that will happen. I remember about 2 months ago, somebody called me and said, "Oh my God, Willard Scott from NBC News is freaking out about Animaniacs," and they sent me a clip. And he was all excited because he loves Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, and he was telling a nationwide audience, "I can't wait to get home because Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs are on Amazon Prime."
Not cool.
So what's really great is that there are all these new opportunities for people to watch great stuff and binge watch, and I do the same thing, but those are several of the ones that I really enjoy.
There's a lot of great shows. I'm totally a fan of South Park, you guys. I think it's awesome. And I've gotten to do a lot of ancillary products for them, and we always like the shows that we're working on. I love the Doc McStuffins thing is really cool. cool. And
That's a great show.
Sophia the First, I'm on this thing, Sophia the First, which is a great show because it's very traditional Disney. And then I'm on this new thing, which is the 7D, and it's like the Seven Dwarfs, a new version.
Yeah.
And I'm married to Kelly Osbourne. You know who Kelly is? And what's great about that is it's another situation where, you know, she comes in and she's got her entourage and everything, and everybody's all like making sure she's got the right bagel and everything. And I'm just kind of looking at her across the room, and they go, "This is Jess," and I go, "It's about time you showed up. I didn't know." And she immediately, so we became friends. But there's a risk in that too, because like when I met Michael Bolton, he didn't like it.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome, Abby.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Oh, and also Futurama. I love
Futurama.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Katie. And
Excuse me, can I ask you, are you married? You wanna be?
Katie, you just turned as red as your scarf, darling.
I understand there's a fine line between love and a felony.
25, so I'm like,
Oh, good, you're 25. Come up to the water tower.
Bring a bathing suit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was your question?
Sorry, we totally derailed you.
Oh, look, your face is turning the same color as my name.
See, Rob just got out of prison and hasn't seen a girl in a long time. You don't understand.
I'm a lonely Yakko.
So what did you want to say?
What's your question?
okay. I was gonna say again, like you said before, thank you so much for the songs. I mean, my junior year of high school, I watched every single Can't Take the President's Test, look up and mouth along, and there had to
Right.
try to remember who
Excellent.
Yeah.
Is there a song you particularly either really love singing on the shows or really hated?
Well, no. I mean, Randy Rogel, who wrote the lion's share of most of those Animaniacs songs, I can't say there's any that I didn't. None of them that I hate.
Yeah.
And the problem, you know, people often say, "You get tired of singing that dumb country." No, the problem is when people stop asking.
Yeah.
That's when it's a problem. There was one Randy wrote in particular, and I'll try to do it really quickly here. Where what's cool is that he was charged with the responsibility by the producers of saying, "Okay, write a song about time." Time? How do you write a song about time? So he wrote a song that goes like this. It goes, when you're traveling from Nantucket through Chicago to St. Paul, and you're standing in an airport and you look upon the wall, there's a clock for every city and a different time for all, from Asia through Malaysia to Peru. Did you ever wonder why that when it's 6 o'clock in Maine, at precisely the same moment it is 8 a.m. in Spain? When it's breakfast time in Rome, they're having lunch in the Ukraine, and it's supper up in Upper Kathmandu. If the earth is spinning faster as the sun is moving past her, then a day might only be an hour long. And school, when they begin it, would only last a minute before everybody has to run along. If the earth were the planet that was closest to the sun, a year would be much shorter and you'd have a lot of fun. Because by the time you were in first grade, you'd be over 21. And you'd live to be 903 or 4. Time is relative dependent. You can save it, you can spend it, doing things you like to do or learning how. You can't see it, you can't taste it, but you certainly can waste it, which is really what we're doing here right now. That happened every day. It's crazy.
He does that in the car. It's like, you asked earlier if you get tired, you're like, "Okay, Rob, sing the time song again," and then he's off. But I'll tell you this, one song, I loved all the songs, but I'll make mine much briefer. I just like singing, "Like Teddy Kaka," because it was fun to sing. Yeah, thanks, Katie.
All right.
Keep blushing.
If you guys want to hear the song, you all have to ask just one word. They got to give one word answers, or we're not going to do it.
Or we'll try
we
to
got to
do
go
it.
real fast. Go.
My name is Michael. You guys made me laugh a lot when I was younger, and I laugh a lot more now.
Yay, good. We're keeping it up. When do you go to the movie read? You're going to pee yourself.
My question is, what was your favorite joke?
My favorite jokes?
For Animaniacs.
Oh, I kind of like the fingerprints.
I was going to say the same thing, and not just because it's quick. I like that one.
That was pretty bold.
All right, next, go.
Oh, and I liked when we called Beethoven a great pianist.
Yeah.
We like painting naked people.
Aaron, thank you guys so much for being here for us. We're so excited that you're here to come see us.
Come down and say hi.
Our pleasure.
My question, if outside of the realm of your actual work you've done, what characters or parts would you have liked to give your own spin on?
All the Simpsons.
Yeah.
Those guys are making bank, man.
I actually had 2 callbacks as Philip J. Fry. Yeah, but you know what? As usually happens, Billy West, they made the right choice. I would have loved to have done that character, but Billy is way better.
I had a long time ago, like 20 years ago, I was auditioning for some new pilot, and I thought it sounded really stupid, and I auditioned for it, and I got callback after callback. It got down to me and 2 other guys. One of my buddies got it, and I thought, that's no big deal. The thing's so stupid. A little show called SpongeBob SquarePants. So you never know. You never know. You bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hurry up. This might be it.
Hi. My name is Beatrice Ramos.
Hi, Beatrice Ramos.
It's not really a question, but I just want to say, like, I loved Animaniacs as a kid, and it just made me laugh so much, and it just inspired me to go into, like, animation and cartooning and drawing and stuff like that.
That didn't inspire you to go to Blizzard.
And I don't know, maybe Yakko inspired me to be just like a deadpan snarker or something.
That's me. I'm a deadpan snarker.
Aim high, man. Aim high.
Well, good for you, Sue. Is that a picture? Did you draw that picture of Rev Runner there?
Yeah, I did.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to say, just thanks so much for being here, and thanks so much for being part of my childhood. I'm just so happy that you guys are here, and yeah.
Oh,
thank you. We love you.
Thank you very much.
All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
He's
Do we want
going to
to
ask a question.
we have a thought. We just got to decide. Do they want to finish the questions or hear the song?
I know the answer.
The song.
Go ahead. This guy, last question. The rest of you, I'm sorry.
Just come downstairs.
Come down to the table. They're going to be signing autographs after the song. They're going to be downstairs. Come say hi. Last question. Go.
So I met you guys yesterday.
I know. I remember that green face.
You might want to see a dermatologist.
Unforgettable. That's what you are.
So I want to be a
It's not easy being green, is it?
Yeah.
So I've heard.
So far, so good. Good for you, buddy. Yeah.
So I want to be a voice actor when I grow up.
Great.
Me too.
So do we.
I haven't grown up yet.
So this one's for Rob. In Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain, which episode was more difficult and more fun to do?
Difficult to me is pouring hot tar on a freeway in August. That's a difficult job. There are certain more challenging jobs than others. I think a lot of the songs were pretty challenging because Randy Rogel, as I just demonstrated, is a very clever guy. So he's a pretty high bar. But they all had challenges. But part of the joy of succeeding is that you take something that is pretty complicated and you make it look effortless. And it's not me that's the talent, it's the way the song is written. So I have to give credit where it's due. I'm good at my job, but Randy Rogel is from another planet. So when those songs are put together, that makes me look like I know what the hell I'm doing.
Speaking of songs, you guys want to hear one?
Now, fire up the cameras. By the way, before I do this, I have to put a little shameless plug. If you guys want to follow, are you at Jess Harnell on Twitter?
Yeah, I am. I don't even know how it works, but somebody answers those questions.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Yakko Pinky, all lowercase, right? One word, YAKKOPINKY. And as I mentioned before, we are now doing live Animaniacs music with symphony orchestras around the country.
Yeah.
So
we might be coming to you.
You guys, you guys have a phenomenal 75 years young Utah Symphony with some 85-piece orchestra. So talk to them, spread the word, because I'm telling you, if they get 1,000 people, that's a pretty nice thing, and it is so entertaining. We do it with the songs in real time with a big screen. It's so cool.
It's really cool, man.
One of which is this.
United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, El Salvador, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua, Bermuda, Bahamas, Tobago, San Juan, Paraguay, Uruguay, Suriname, Memphis, Guyana, Barbados, and Guam, Norway, and Sweden, and Iceland, and Finland, and Germany, now on peace, Switzerland, Austria, Czechoslovakia, Italy, Turkey, and Greece, Poland, Romania, Scotland, Albania, Ireland, Russia, Oman, Bulgaria, Saudi Arabia, Hungary, Cyprus, Iraq, and Iran. There's Syria, Lebanon, Israel, Jordan, both Yemen, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium, and Portugal, France, and Denmark, and Spain. India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan. Cambodia, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and China, Korea, Japan. Mongolia, Laos, and Tibet, Indonesia, the Philippine Islands, Taiwan. Sri Lanka, New Guinea, Sumatra, New Zealand, and Borneo, and Vietnam, Tunisia, Morocco, Uganda, Angola, Zimbabwe, Djibouti, Botswana, Mozambique, Zambia, Swaziland, Gambia, Guinea, Algeria, Ghana. But wait, there's more. Burundi, Lesotho, and Malawi, Togo, the Spanish Sahara is gone. Nigeria, Chad, Nigeria, Egypt, Benin, Gabon, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, and Mali, Sierra Leone, and Algeria, Dahomey, Namibia, Senegal, Libya, Cameroon, Congo, Zaire, Ethiopia, Guinea, Bissau, Madagascar, Rwanda, Maya, and Cayman, Hong Kong, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, Yugoslavia, Kuwait, Mauritania, then Pennsylvania, Monaco, Liechtenstein, Malta, and Palestine, Fiji, Australia, Sudan.
We'll see you guys downstairs into the movie room.